Selamat siang. Welcome back to the latest news from Bali and Indonesia. This is August 12th, 2022, and my name is Bruce. And what is the weather like today? Cloudy, but very, very nice as usual. The temperature 29.5 degrees Celsius. Humidity is up to 71%. This morning when I got up it was 60 and it's been going up and up. Now 71%, and the wind speed is 14.7 kilometers per hour, and it has been windy the last few days. So, weather is lovely, and I hope it is wherever you are. And if you're coming to Bali, think about coming up to the north if you want good weather, because I think we have better weather than most of the other places on the island. A last-minute update here on one of the stories about bules behaving badly, driving their motorbike along the ocean in the surf. I went and checked out the TikTok page or whatever it's called of the poster, and it's a woman, not a man, so the report that I was using was wrong. It said two men, and it's one woman and one man, and I guess she is a kind of a Russian influencer. She did respond to, this morning there were 275 comments on her TikTok entry, and I went through them. Almost all of them were in Indonesian, and they came into three categories. One was, oh my God, that poor bike is going to be corroded. Second one was, is that your motorbike? Because if it isn't, you're being disrespectful to the person who owns it, because it's a beautiful bike and it is going to be ruined. And the third one was, of course, stupid bules. What are you doing? Why do people come here to do this stupid stuff? The poster did reply to comments about the bike with all people that were concerned about the bike, and said we dried it off after we got out of the water. And the responses were, no way is that helpful. You need to wash the bike because there's salt all over it. You can't just dry it off. I don't know, maybe she didn't understand that. There was no comment on who the bike belongs to. So you can take a look at her TikTok page if you want to get, I guess she's Russian, that was reported in one of the news articles about this. They said she was Russian. If you want to find out about Bali from her perspective, she has all these TikTok, many TikTok entries, some of which are wrong about what Bali is like. And a quick response, Liz, I just saw your comment about the driving, and I did ask a traffic guy here, a traffic policeman in Singaraja the other day. He had no idea what I was talking about. He said, I haven't heard anything about it. That does not mean that it's not going to happen. It means he doesn't know about it. So, no official word on this, and, well, he wasn't notified, but that's not unusual in Indonesia. So, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Until then, I'm just going to keep driving my bike. Okay, let's take a look at the numbers, and just a quick thing on the numbers. These are official numbers, and these are actually from 2 days ago. For some reason, there is no new numbers posted. This comes from a government website. People have questioned the numbers, and I think with good reason. These are official numbers. How many people are sick and not reporting? And I've talked about this before, probably quite a few. What does this show us? It shows us what's happening with the reported cases. Are they going up? Are they going down? And so it gives us some idea of what's happening here. And what's happening here is okay. The numbers are higher than I would like them to be, higher than I think most people would like them to be, but they are not out of control like in a number of other countries right now. And so let's take a look at the numbers from 2 days ago. National new cases, 5,926, so we're still up there on the 6,000 mark. National recoveries, 4,906. National deaths, 18, same as the other day. Bali new cases, 149, so we're in the 150 range, and it's better than being up in the 200s. Bali recoveries, 140, and Bali deaths, 5. That's a high number for Bali deaths. And one more thing, I will be doing the 3 times a week shorter. Today is shorter, not as short as I'd like, but shorter. And starting on Monday, I'll be doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday again, and they will be short, 20 minutes or less. And thank you all for your comments. Okay, and I know the long videos are not really popular. Okay, so let's get started and see what Pak Sandiaga Uno has to say about World Tourism Day celebration coming in September, and we are the host. And we're focusing on tourism today. And the first story, Bali to host World Tourism Day celebration 27 September 2022. Yes, we are hosting some more international events, and this is part of getting the economy back rolling again. So Bali will be hosting the peak event for the commemoration of World Tourism Day, or the 42nd World Tourism Day on 27th of September 2022. And the theme of World Tourism Day this year is Rethinking Tourism. That's a good idea. According to Pak Sandiaga Uno, our Minister of Tourism, this theme is also promoted by the UNWTO, United Nations of World Tourism Organization. The aim of the theme is to inspire discussions around rethinking tourism for development, including in terms of education and employment, and discussions about the impact of tourism on the sustainability of the planet, yes, and various opportunities that can be developed sustainably. Additionally, in order to enrich the celebration of World Tourism Day, the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy will hold a series of Road to World Tourism Day 2022 programs filled with activity programs such as seminars, competitions, social services, clean rivers, and reforestation involving tourism stakeholders throughout Indonesia and 6 tourism polytechnics under the auspices of the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy. This is a good news video today, yes. And additionally, the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy appeals to all tourism stakeholders such as local governments, regional tourism offices, tourism associations, institutions, businesses, and the media to participate in celebrating World Tourism Day in their own way. And here's something that will affect tourism, but also helps local people and helps the environment. 5,000 mangrove seeds planted on Pemuteran beach. Yes, up here in Buleleng. As a step to maintain environmental ecosystems, especially in the coastal area of Pemuteran, a total of 5,000 mangrove tree seedlings were planted yesterday. Approximately 1,800 people from various elements were planting seeds along the coast to unite the goals and missions of protecting the coastal ecosystem. The planting of mangrove tree seedlings was held in the framework of National Nature Conservation Day, which was coupled with International Mangrove Ecosystem Conservation Day through the Corporate Social and Environmental Responsibility Program of PT Pelindo. The regional secretary of Buleleng, Gede Suyasa, I've talked about him many times, participated in the activity and said that the planting of the 5,000 seedlings is one of the steps to protect the ecosystem, especially in Pemuteran village. And if you haven't been up to Pemuteran, it is an area out by the national park to the west of here, that way actually. And the last time I was there, it was completely dead. I think I should take a trip down there. Additionally, the TJSL is also expected to continue activities like this in several places in Buleleng because later the results will be enjoyed by the next generation and sustainability of the balance of nature will be achieved. And so this is corporate responsibility programs of different companies, and well, I don't know who's involved in this besides PT Pelindo, but hopefully there are other companies that will be doing this, helping to fund programs to conserve the environment, revitalize parts of it. It would be nice to see some stuff done out here in front of my house. The coral here is pretty much shot and has been for a long time. According to Pak Suyasa, the more we can plant mangroves, the more it will be preserved and the environment will be saved. He hopes that large companies can still show their TJSL realization and work together with the regional government to determine a target and then figure out what permanent kind of activities can be developed and put it into action. And the head of the Buleleng Regency Environment Agency, Gede Malandrat, said that the way this was done is this was done over 5 hectares, approximately 5 hectares, A spacing of 1 times 1 meter, using aligned and clustered patterns so that in the future it's expected to become a mangrove park destination. So may attract some tourists, as well as being good for the environment. And so very cool that this is happening up here in Buleleng, and no beach clubs there. And one of the people that was participating was a local school teacher from SD2 Patas, and she said that she welcomes this activity because it's related to maintaining environmental ecosystems and shows its shared responsibility for survival, and that she and her colleagues will be transmitting this positive activity towards their students so that they know from an early age what the importance is of preserving the environment. And so that is great. Get the younger generation involved in educational activities around preserving the environment here in Bali. What about tourism in Ubud? And you know, the old Ubud market's gone, and I'm sure if you've either been there and seen it or you've seen videos of it, Ubud area arrangement completed 2024. So the Deputy for Regional Development at the Ministry of National Development Planning was in Bali, in Ubud, the other day, and this Pak Himawan, and he was there to see how far the project has gone, this project to change the center of Ubud. He said he wants to make sure that the master plan is going to be done, is going to be followed up and completed, and he wants to see if it can be completed by 2024. That's still, well, a year and a half away. So he wants to see what can be implemented over these last 2 years until 2024. Among other things, the construction of the Ubud thematic market, central parking, and tourist villages. He said he's here to make sure everything's on track and it doesn't just stay a plan. Now, there's apparently a problem with financing all of this, right? This is not going to be cheap. And, well, everybody knows we went through the pandemic. We're still in the pandemic, actually, and took a major hit on the economy. And so the government is not able to finance all this by themselves. And so he suggested to the Gianyar Regency that they cooperate with private sector in funding the development of Central Ubud. And his suggestion was welcomed by the Gianyar Regent's expert team, and they were happy to hear this because, well, they know that they don't have enough money to do all this, apparently. One member of the Gianyar Regent's expert team, Pak Suharta, said that he would be very happy if the Ministry of National Development Planning facilitated finding a source of funding. So don't make us just do it ourselves. Come on, give us a hand. Find some places that are going to help finance all this. He said, in this difficult situation, if it cannot be financed from the state budget, this regional project can be collaborated with the private sector. And he said this has to be done immediately so that this does not just become a mere plan. Well, the market's already gone, so I hope they're going to build something there. He said the goal for central parking to be built is before 2024, no matter what. He explained that the construction of the Ubud thematic market had already begun. However, the construction of the Ubud Astina field is still in the search for funding sources. The plan is that Astina Ubud Square, or in the basic area, there'll be a 2-story parking center, and that will be able to accommodate approximately 400 cars and more than 300 motorbikes. At the edge of the field, it's planned to have elderly parks, children play areas, or jogging tracks. And he said that this has already been socialized with the local residents, and the development will not turn off tourism objects in the form of restaurants or inns in the east of the field. In the west of the field, by SD Negeri Number 1 Ubud, a community center building will also be built. And in this building, there'll be 3 floors with integrated parking. And on the first floor, the Ubud UMKM Center will be built, and a library or a meeting room will also be built there. So Ubud is undergoing a lot of changes, and I saw the video the other day, and wow, the stuff I saw was not even recognizable to me. So Ubud is going to be a different place. And some good news from Karangasem. Boy, if you look way back on these videos, you know, I've been doing this for over 2 years if you haven't been around here long. If you look way back, talk about the hotels in Karangasem being at like 5% occupancy. Hotel occupancy in Karangasem reaches 45%, highest during the pandemic. Entering August 2022, the average hotel room occupancy rate in Karangasem reached 45%. The percentage of hotel occupancy can be said to be the highest during the pandemic. According to the chairman of the local tourism association, Pak Sandiaga, he said the increase in hotel occupancy rate is most likely due to the holiday season in July and August, especially with Europeans and other countries. Additionally, he said the natural potential is also the main attraction for post-pandemic tourists to come to Karangasem, and Karangasem is a beautiful place. Love visiting Karangasem. He said that he hopes that after the peak tourism season subsides, that occupancy rate can remain high, and he would be happy to see it stay at 40% during the lower seasons. And so seeing it at 40% until we hit the next big spike coming up in December and January. So good news on the tourism front. And what about some bad behaviors? Those are always cool to talk about. And we're going to do some local bad behavior, some masyarakat, some the people behavior, and some foreigner behavior. And this first segment, wow, it is everywhere on local news. And one news source, there are like 7 different articles about this. I'm looking at this from every aspect. This really has people going. Of course, sex is always a way to sell things. One couple's porn video sold for $200,000 for locals, Caucasians for $300,000. So, we bules have to pay more. Investigators from Bali police continue to explore the information of a husband and wife couple from Gianyar who played pornographic videos. Well, they didn't just play them, they put them online for sale. So they were selling videos of what they were doing in bed for $200,000 for local people and $300,000 for foreigners. And you would do it kind of like by subscription. So first they put their videos, very short ones, up on Twitter. And they have 16,800 followers on Twitter. And, you know, the cyber cops found these guys. Gotta watch the cyber cops. If you're doing something naughty online, you better watch it, because the cyber cops, they're getting pretty sharp at catching people with stuff. So this couple, they were uploading their stuff right to Twitter. So they claim to have produced dozens of pornographic videos since 2019. And apparently, according to some other sources, they were not married when they first started doing this. So they were unmarried, doing the nasty and making videos. Well, at first they were doing them to spice up their sex life, according to another story. And it was kind of sex fantasy, taking the videos. But then they decided to upload a couple of them to Twitter because, well, that made the sex fantasies even better. But boom! People started watching it, a lot of people, and they started getting a lot of followers. And so they thought, why not monetize this? Because we all think about monetizing social media, right? Let's monetize it. Well, you got porn, you can monetize quickly and you can make some money. So they started making these videos in 2019. By 2021, they decided to sell them. And so on their Twitter account, they provide these videos with durations of about 3 minutes or less. And then they sell them in Telegram groups that they create. And, well, the videos are longer ones. According to a spokesperson, the modus operandi of the two is to post pornographic videos on Twitter accounts and create Telegram groups and share pornographic videos. If you want to join the group, you have to pay first. And so they have a number of different groups, right? One for locals, one for foreigners. So they get busted, they get brought into the police station. And so the husband is in police custody still because, wow, they can be doing some time for this. This is a big violation of the internet law here and the pornography law. But the wife is at home. Why is she at home? She has a young child. And so the police are being humanitarians and they're letting her stay at home with her child while this whole thing gets processed and I guess eventually goes to court. I don't know what's going to happen when they're convicted and they get jail time. Will they send her to jail? And what happens with the baby? Goes to grandparents, siblings? I'm not sure. But according to another source, they made over 50 million rupees. Not a bad little take for doing some fun videos. Okay, number one. Number two, helmets and documents and being underage. Caught not wearing helmet, student residents fined and sentenced to push-up. Okay, I love these. The students and residents who were prosecuted were those who rode motorbikes without protective headgear or helmets while crossing the highway in Ubud district. In addition to being given warnings, violators are subject to sanctions or push-ups and fines by Ubud police personnel. According to Ubud police chief, he and his personnel routinely do surveillance along the highways in Ubud district. The supervision targets students and people who were still underage passing by without wearing helmets and without having complete documents. He said, we do this in order to discipline the students and also the general public so traffic is always orderly when driving, such as wearing a helmet and the documents need to be complete. While carrying out the supervision, the police found several students and members of the general public who were underage driving without wearing a helmet. Some of these even use modified vehicles using a Brong exhaust. Okay, and that is illegal. And well, here in Singaraja in Buleleng, they really cracked down on this a couple of years ago. They busted a bunch of kids and they took their bikes and the parents had to go in and get them back and pay a little fine, and that put the end of it. You hear them occasionally, but very, very rarely here. I understand they're a big problem in Canggu. For motorists who are not equipped with documents and also use modified exhaust, we will issue a ticket, said the police chief. Meanwhile, for riders who do not wear helmets, this party immediately gives a warning and push-up punishment to provide a deterrent effect so they do not repeat their actions. Once again, we do this because it is very dangerous for the safety of motorists, especially those who are underage. They shouldn't be on the damn bikes anyway. Police chief said that his party has conducted socialization in the schools so that students would be orderly in traffic, such as wearing helmets and having everything done, all the requirements, the vehicle, the papers, the documents, the SDN card, the SIM. But his party admitted that almost every day the same violations are found. He said, it seems that it is indeed difficult to tell students not to ride motorbikes to school because the distance between home and school is also quite far. And if you know that area, it is spread out over there. And their parents have their own activities to take care of. So how do you get underage kids to stop driving if the parents aren't around to drive them to school and they need to get there? What about BMOs? They could take BMOs. I think there's still BMOs down there. I don't know, there are ways around it, but the way that is usually done in Bali is for kids to start driving bikes as soon as possible. Okay, so we've had two stories of Masyarakat behaving badly. What about the bules behaving badly? Okay, this first one here is just kind of a weird one because, well, this was posted on this person's TikTok account, and there you see the image there, and he says, oh, it's accidentally they drove into the ocean. I'm not sure how you accidentally drive into the ocean while you're being filmed, but this activity has apparently upset local people. Amazing, Caucasians clashing with waves using motorcycles in Bali. A video of Caucasians riding motorbike crashing waves at one of the beaches in Bali has shocked netizens. The 5-second video was uploaded on TikTok account. Quoted by the Tik Travel in the upload, he and his male friend rode a motorbike on the sand and hit the wave. In his statement on TikTok, the account owner, calling himself the CEO of the Yoga Project and the owner of an online shop and having just moved to Bali, has irritated the public. Netizens think their actions are very dangerous and can damage the motorbike. These netizens believe that the motorbike they're driving does not belong to them, but that it's a rented motorbike. And it's suspected that the motorcycle he's riding is a all-new Yamaha XSR 155. And as one netizen said who commented on the TikTok, the one who owns the rental car is crying. Oops, the motor just corroded, another one said. Oh, where's that XSR? Again, it's rusty. And the article concludes, the action of riding a motorbike to hit the waves is not recommended. The risk is too great. Seawater with high salt content can cause corrosion of motorcycle components. No kidding. If this was done on purpose for a TikTok video, what an idiot. Oh, what's happening here? We got married couples making porn videos and putting them out on Twitter. Underage kids ride motorcycles, which has been going on forever. Should be stopped, but, well, most places don't really care. And now we got a couple of bules riding their motorcycle into the waves at some beach. I don't know where. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Canggu. And the last bule behaving badly, Russian Caucasian deported by immigration Mataram for drunk Amethyst. So apparently a Russian tourist was in Gili Trawangan at a hotel, and he was drinking Amethyst, and he got hammered, and he lost a bunch of stuff. His wallet, money, cell phone, ATM. He went on a rampage at the Wa Resort Gili Trawangan Hotel. Doesn't say what kind of rampage this was. It was, well, in another place it says a tantrum. So the North Lombok police were called. They took him to the emergency unit of Mutiara Sukma Mental Hospital, and he was examined, checked, considered to be stable, not insane. It gave him some documentation, and then he went to immigration. Immigration notified the Russian embassy that they had one of their citizens in custody for misbehaving, and that he was checked, and he is not insane. He is not mentally unbalanced, just a nasty drunk. He is deported for running amok and endangering security and public order in Gili Trawangan, subject to Article 75, Paragraph 1 of Law Number 6 of 2011. And you hear that law quoted a lot. According to an immigration spokesperson, he said the party was committed to, his party, Immigration Department, was committed to prioritizing the humanist aspect of law enforcement for all foreigners entering Indonesia. So the handling of KK, that's this Russian, has gone through a mental condition examination and received a health certificate showing he was okay, and only then was he deported. He didn't last long. He came here sometime in mid-July. He was in Bali for a week. He went to Gili Trawangan and snapped. Okay, and he is back in the USSR. Well, back in Russia, not the USSR. If you're interested in cooking videos, take a look at the cooking videos of Dapur Suhana, and the most recent one is right up here. If you like this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. I was watching some videos on YouTube algorithms, and, well, likes do help, and so a like would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for viewing. Be kind to someone today. Stay safe, and I will see you on Sunday if you watch the cooking videos, and on Monday if you don't.